guys, it's me reobebo here, and I've always wanted to try something different for this video. I just want to talk about the games I felt were most memorable to me, and hopefully if this video goes well, would like to do more and more parts of it. For now I'm just going to do a few games and talk about them for just a couple minutes, and just talk about the memories I had with them. And the first game that I want to talk about is Rayman 2: The Great Escape. And the reason why this game is so memorable to me is because usually when my cousin came, he would take me to the theaters, but this time was different when he took me to the theaters. I forgot what movie I saw, but I remember his dad my uncle took me to GameStop, and he's like, just choose a game that you wanted. And of course, as a little kid, I had no idea, like, which games were good, which games were bad. I just bought them on a whim. So the reason I got Rayman: The Great Escape was because the green cartridge. I don't know why. I was just a fan of these like different colored cartridges, like Hydro Thunder, Donkey Kong 64, and those games had different colors, and they were both pretty awesome. So I'm just like, let me just choose Rayman 2. And I really didn't know what I was getting into when I played this game, but when I first started the game, it was amazing. I had a blast with this game. And as a kid, I was pretty dumb. I really couldn't get into Zelda because I found the puzzles way too hard. And Rayman 2, it took me forever to beat the first level, especially at the very end. And my cousin would make fun of me for that, but of course I beat the first level. But just going after the first level, there are just so many fun, levels in this game. Like, I know Mario 64 is a very revolutionary game and all that. Rayman 2 held up better in my opinion. Like, if I ask some guy right now, like, which would he have more fun with, Rayman 2 or Super Mario 64? I would have told him to go actually Rayman 2. But Super Mario 64 is still an amazing game. I still love it. It's one of my personal favorites. No doubt about that. But I'm just saying that as a game, Rayman 2 held up better in my opinion. And the next game I want to talk about is Tales of Symphonia. And this was another game I sort of got on a whim. Per se, I knew this game was like, everyone loved, had great scores and all that. But the funny thing is that when I was going home from school, my parents owned a liquor store, so I was 11 at the time. When I opened the trunk, my parents would sometimes keep a couple like boxes of, liquor, beer, and stuff like that. And one day when I was opening the trunk, my mom had 3 cases of Svedka, and which is a vodka. And if you didn't know, each of the Svedka bottles had this advertisement of this robot woman just with lipstick on, just going like, shh. And it said like best vodka of 2033. And the thing is, there are these 3 kids who saw me like packing these boxes of vodka, and they were just looking like, what is this kid doing with this weird, vodka with this robot woman and with lipstick? And they were just laughing, and I was so embarrassed. And my mom felt so bad for me. So she's like, you know what? I feel so bad. Yeah, but if I get your game to make you feel better. And, while at GameStop, I had the choice between Tales of Symphonia or Metroid Prime 2. I was deciding between the two. And while Metroid Prime 2 is an amazing game, is a must-have game if you have a GameCube, but I'm really happy that I chose Tales of Symphonia instead. The game was just a perfect game to get me off my sad mood. And the thing is, back in the day, I owned a PS2 most of the time. I got GameCube actually really late. But the thing is, when I played Kingdom Hearts, I'm like, and Final Fantasy, I'm like, I really love the action of Kingdom Hearts, but I wish I had like the depth and like the scope of Final Fantasy. And I got both of those correctly, and I loved it. This game was super fun. It was really addictive. There were a lot of things that really surprised me. The voice acting was surprisingly good. The dungeon design was actually surprisingly really good also. And I just had a blast with this game. And if you are a GameCube owner and want a good RPG, and just want a good action RPG actually, you should definitely get Tales of Symphonia. The last game I want to talk about is actually a pretty recent game. Not like recent that it just came out like a year or 2 ago, but I mean like a game that came out this generation. And when I got my Xbox 360, it was back in 2007, and I was amazing. That was an amazing year. 2007 was just a year to experience. It's definitely probably the best year for the 360 in my opinion, and I was so happy I got that year because there's so many classic games coming out, whether it was like Halo 3, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, BioShock, the Orange Box, and also there was like Super Mario Galaxy. Just so many great games coming out at that time. And to tell you the truth, my favorite game of 2007 is the original Mass Effect. And the original Mass Effect is very influential because back when I owned a PS2 and GameCube, I just pretty much played JRPGs. I played Final Fantasy, I played Kingdom Hearts and stuff. And I never played a Western RPG. I did get Oblivion, but I just couldn't get into it till much later. But Mass Effect was perfect because it was more linear and had a really amazing storyline. And just playing this game was just amazing. This was the first game where I saw like they combined shooting elements and role playing at the same time. And it was great. Like if you play Gears of War and this is just like wow, this is like Gears of War RPGs along with like Final Fantasy and stuff. And it was amazing. One of the things that amazed me was that your main character was voice acted and you had to choose from a wheel, which was just so amazing for me. It was just so innovative at the time. And I just love that the game had different endings depending on what you did. And I love that you got to like choose which way you leveled up. I know it sounds silly, but like back in the PS2, you know, your characters leveled up like a lot of the time it was mandatory. They just chose what skills would level up. But in Mass Effect, you got to choose them. And what was the most amazing part is, and this is kind of a spoiler, but when you go to Vermeer and you have to talk to Rex, it was amazing how I feel the first time. And I searched, is there any way to save Rex on the internet? And one person said like you have to level up your charm and intimidate, and I was blown away by that. I was like, whoa, choosing your skills actually like changed the story of the game, and it was just amazing for me. It was just very different from what I played, and this game I had a blast. I know everyone loves the second one the best, but to me the original Mass Effect is unbeatable. My favorite game of 2007, which is considered to a lot of gamers as one of the best years ever. And if you have not gotten this game, I feel bad if you get this game right now. If you don't mind like the shooting not being as good as like, you know, Gears of War, this game will surprise you. The world is so deep, the story is so great, the characters are amazing. This game was just, I don't know how to describe it. It's one of my favorite games of all times. It's arguably my favorite 360 game. Arguably. I mean it's not official, but this is for sure easily one of my favorite 360 games. Alright, and that's the list, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me what you thought of this video. Do you think I should do more, maybe, like, or just give up and just do reviews? I don't mind. Just tell me what you thought about it. And please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And thank you very much. And I'm reobebo, guys, and peace out.